is that lecturer and JP will give you the videos, that you're going to start the data is going to be given to the experiments, given to the students, sorry. Then the student need to analyze the data using fluid mechanics software. The software is your choice, whether you want to use Excel, okay, whether you want to use MATLAB, okay, whether you want to use Ansys Fluent, that's okay, whether you're good at SolidWorks, that is also okay. The more higher the simulation, the more good is the data perhaps, and then the more marks you are going to get. So Excel also is basic, you can get marks for that also, but the more efforts you do, we are going to see how much effort the student did, how much effort the group has done, that's it. We can immediately see, I see a report and I know already how much effort, is it copy paste or a lot of effort has been done, okay. So it all depends on the efforts. Summation will be in Kalam. Okay, so if you guys can open your Kalam, then all the 5 experiments have been listed down, and in those 5 experiments, you guys have to submit the long report and video report that I will show you later. Okay, submission is in Kalam. Only one submission needed per group, so one group, one submission. Okay, every submission, full report and presentation. So this time what is going to happen is that you are going to submit one report and one what you call video for all experiments, for each experiment, sorry. So we have got 5 experiments. And in those 5 experiments, you have to write 5 long reports. There is no concept of short report this year. Okay. And each report need to have video also. Just a second. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We have long report. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have video presentation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and video presentation has to be 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay. You guys are very creative, I know. All the students and young generation is very creative. So the more creative you are with the video, some students use very different types of softwares also. The more creative, more better. Uh, all students have to participate in the video, not just one student. So all students have to participate in the 10 minutes video. Okay. So 10 minutes video and long report. Okay. So these are what you have to do for the 5 experiments that we have. And you have to submit the video. I think for me it is Wednesday. So full report submission week 4. So Wednesday. So we are going to conduct the experiments on Thursday. Okay, I will give you the video on Thursday perhaps, and you guys have to submit to me on Wednesday. Yeah. Okay. So full report and presentation should be submitted prior to doing new experiment. So for me, it's Wednesday. Okay. So for me, for group number, I don't know which group number is this, 4 or 3. The submission is Wednesday, and the last time on Wednesday is 2359 hours. Okay. So the date should not exceed Wednesday. Okay. So starting week number 4, we are going to start giving you the videos, okay? Videos and the experimental data. So let's say I'm going to give you the video next week in this lab, okay? So this lab is going to be conducted next week on Thursday. So I will give you the video and data on Thursday. Then you have to submit the report week 4, week 5, Wednesday at night, okay? Before that. Now, what is the assessment this year? So this year the assessment has changed also, okay? So we have three things now, okay? Number one is using softwares such as Excel, MATLAB, SolidWorks, Ansys to analyze the data, okay? So you have to analyze the data and put that analysis in the lab report. So number one is how strong your data analysis is, okay? How strong your data analysis is. Data analysis, okay? And that data analysis you have to put in report and presentation both. So report and presentation. That's 20% marks, okay? We have 5 experiments, okay? So each report has 4% of data analysis, okay? So we have got 4% of data analysis for each report. So we have got 5 reports, so 4 5 are 20, so 20% of the overall lab marks are data analysis. Then number two, we have assignment, or which is called long report, that you're going to submit to me on Wednesday, 2359 hours. So long assignment. That long assignment report has a specific format. That format I'm going to tell you, and that is 50% of the course marks. So 50% of the marks are for assignment. And then the videos that you're going to produce, okay, you guys can make videos and upload on YouTube and then send or submit the link on Kalam. You guys can make videos, upload on Google Drive and then submit on Kalam. You guys can make videos and upload on Dropbox and then submit on Kalam. It's all up to you, okay? So number three is presentation video. What is this video presentation about? This presentation is about the assignment or the report that you're going to create, okay? So that's 30%. So 30, 50, 20 is 100% marks, okay? So the group previously in the Excel sheet, I told you guys to make the group yourself, right? But this is wrong actually. The coordinator has informed me that because of 200 number of students which we have for this lab, we have to conduct in series groups, okay? Series groups means that or the first 5 students are automatically chosen in group 1 and then the remaining 5 are chosen automatically in group 2. So maybe I can share this grouping in the WhatsApp also. Okay. So BMM3521, I have shared the grouping already. Okay. I'm not sure if maybe the student list changes again, because last time I checked the student list was 28. Today I checked the student list is 29. So I don't know what's going on. If the student list changes, maybe something might change, but I hope this is the group number. So by the time we post the video, by the day when we post the video and give you the data, the group should have been finalized, hopefully. If nobody enters the register manually, then I hope it is finalized, okay? So this is the group allocation, the new group allocation. Okay. So how the experiments are going to be distributed? Okay, so we have this uh, week number 4 to 5, 6 to 7, 8 to 9, 10 to 11, 12 to 13. Five experiments: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, experiment number 1 is Bernoulli flow over immersed bodies. Experiment number 2, flow friction. Experiment number 3, pumping is experiment number 4, and turbo machinery is experiment number 5. Okay, so group 1 is going to do experiment number 1 on week 4, 5. Group 6 is going to do experiment number 3 in week 8, 9. So I'm going to share this with you also. Okay. Okay. So this our group is group number 4. Okay. The report should be in UMP thesis format. If you want UMP thesis format, let me know. I will share also. You need to use software to plot the graph. So please don't plot the graph manually. Okay. Like freehand. Freehand cannot put the graph. Cannot plot the graph. Okay. So should use Excel sheet or some kind of softwares. So I have never used TechPlot. Maybe you can try TechPlot also. And I can recommend one software, Origin. Origin is a software which makes crispy graphs, crispy. Okay. If you want crispy graph, the best graphs, we publish in very good journals and we make crispy graphs with Origin software. So you can download this Origin software somehow also if available, obviously. Okay, so these were the topics and their distribution. So lab report format. So as you guys know that 50% of your course marks depends on lab reports. So obviously lab report should be very strong. That lab assignment or lab report, both are the same thing, should be very, very strong. What are the contents that a lab report should have? The first thing is introduction. Okay, so the first thing is the title. Okay, so based on the UMP thesis format, title first, acknowledgement first, table of content. Okay, what are the contents of this report? Then the introduction. In the introduction, there are four things: background, problem statement, objectives, and scope. So let's say I'm telling you that for the pump experiments, okay, there is a series and parallel, okay, operations going on. So what is the background? In the background, you are going to say that for operation of machinery and for the transportation of fluid, we need single arrangement of a series pump or a parallel pump for smooth operation for cities, etc. So you are going to basically create a story, a one-page story of introduction, at least one page. Okay. Then we move on to problem state. So what is the problem? The problem is that it is important for us to give specific flow rate to homes. Maybe in one home the flow rate is very high and in one home the flow rate is very low. Then this is not good. And we should also maintain the pressure as well. So which operation, series operation or parallel operation are good for smooth operation of pumps for cities and for very high capacity buildings? Then that is what our problem is. So the problem is that we need to maintain continuous flow. So this is how you have to evaluate and you have to define the problem very clearly. Okay, let's say you are going to define problem about flow over immersed bodies. Then you are going to say that, okay, let's say we have got an example of an airplane. So the airplane, the air is basically the medium over which the air flows over the uh, airplane. So that induces friction, and coefficient of friction and coefficient of drag occurs. So these are the things which create difficulty for the airline to climb, okay, for the airplane to climb. So these are the problems that you have to state. After the problem, how are you going to solve the problem? What are the objective by which you will be able to solve the problem? This is what you're going to write in objective. Objective is only 2 lines only, okay? So I'm going to give you a brief overview. Number one is introduction. So title, acknowledgement, okay, page one, title, page two, acknowledgement, okay. Page number three is table of content. Okay, this is page number three. Page number four is introduction chapter, chapter number one. Okay, and in chapter number 1, so you have got, let's say, 1.1 introduction. At least 1 to 1.5 pages. This should be 1 to 1.5 pages. Okay, it means at least 3 to 4 paragraphs. 3 to 4 paragraph with references. With references. So let's say this is your introduction. So this is paragraph number 1. This is paragraph number 2. This is paragraph number 3. Okay. But what is important is that you should write everything yourself. So there should be no similarity, and you should have references inside also. So you need to write references here in the form of numbers. This is reference in square bracket. So this is square bracket and number format. Square bracket. Okay. Numbered format. Numbered. Okay. So reference number two is here, then reference number 3 is here. Okay, like this. If you do 3 paragraph, okay, and at the end put reference, this is incorrect. Okay, what about the first 2 paragraph? Where did you write this from? Where they come from? Okay, so it is important to write full number of references, correct references at the correct place. Reference is the most important thing that I will check in the report or other teachers will evaluate. Correct reference at the correct place. Okay. So this is introduction, 3 paragraphs. After the introduction, in the introduction first paragraph, you're going to give introduction to, let's say, the pumps. What are the pumps? What are the different types of pumps available? What is the function of pump? Okay. Then in the here you are going to say, okay, what are the operations in which pump operate? What is the benefit of series pump? What is the benefit of parallel pump? Okay. Then in the third paragraph, you're going to say what are the general things which are general problems with which can be carried out or something happens. Okay. But after the introduction, you have to specifically mention the problem in the problem statement. So this is 1.2. 1.2 is problem statement. Specifically mention what is the problem. At least one paragraph, 5 to 6 lines or 7 lines. Okay. At least one paragraph, one large paragraph. Okay. That what are the problems and what is the basic main problem, and perhaps yeah, that's it. Then in order to overcome the problem, how what are the objectives that you're going to take? Okay, so 1.3 objectives, or what is the objective of the experiment? Okay, what is the problem in the experiment and what is the objective of this experiment? Perhaps objectives usually are one line, so in terms of bullets, so you have bullet in numbering 1 and 2. Okay, maybe, oh sorry, maybe it could be 3 also. Okay, and then the scope. Scope is sometimes very confusing. Basically, how do I define scope? Let's say you you are working in uh, Pecan City. Okay, so this is Pecan City. Okay, but you are working in UMP, so you are working in UMP, but you are not working in UMP, you are working in fluid mechanics lab. So you are working in fluid mechanics lab. So the scope is basically the boundary in which you are going to work. So because you are in UMP and you are studying 40 subjects, so your scope for 40 subjects is within UMP. But your scope of fluid mechanics lab is or fluid mechanics work is only in fluid mechanics lab. So for your whole degree, your scope is UMP, okay, and for your fluid mechanics subject only, this lab, the scope is fluid mechanics lab only, okay. So the scope defines basically what are the constraints and what are the restrictions under which you are going to work, and you will not exceed those scopes and those restrictions, okay. So for example, I'm going to tell you that you have to do experiment on pump. So maybe the scope of the pump is that in this work or in this experiment, we are going to work with only series and parallel pumps, which are closed housing pumps, and they are impeller based. Okay, so you're going to specify, okay, that these are the conditions in which you are going to work on, and we are going to be working under normal operating temperature and pressure. So these are the conditions in which you are going to work. So this is your scope. Okay. So this is all about chapter number 1. So this is uh, pages, in terms of pages. This is page number 1. Okay. Then objective and problem statement and scope in page number 2. So page number 2. Scope is paragraph based. Okay. So you have to write a paragraph. Okay. So in terms of chapter number 1, chapter number 1 is 2 to 2.5 pages. I hope you guys can understand, okay, that I want to basically clear the report and how the report is written correctly, okay. I want to let you guys know already how you should be writing the report, because many students make many mistakes when it comes to report writing, and people don't take it very seriously, okay. But the thing is that because report is 50% of the marks, so that is why I am emphasizing on report, okay. And I want you guys to understand what are the contents in report and what should be written in the report, okay. So now that the introduction chapter has completed, which is about 2 to 2.5 pages, let us move on to chapter number 2, which is literature review or theory, okay. So chapter number 2 is theory. So in chapter number 2 theory, you can also give subheadings like what is pump, okay, what is the fluid mechanics definition of pump, what are the applications of pump, with figures also, pictures, okay. Then maybe you can write about the operations of pump. Then you can write the theory and formulas. What is series and what is parallel pump? What is pump characteristics curve? Okay, for series. What is it for parallel? You can make graphs and show figures, something like that. So this is how you are going to cover the theory. And remember one thing, whenever you are going to write a figure, sorry, you're going to put the figure, this is a figure, okay. this is, let's say, assume this is a figure, put correct figure number. Okay, number one thing, put figure labeling, number two thing, and in the figure label put the correct reference. Okay, so what is figure label? Figure label is here, figure number one. Okay, what this figure is about? This figure is series pump operation of centrifugal pump. But where did you copy this figure from? What is the origin of this figure? For that you need to put reference here. Reference, like I said, numbered. So maybe figure third reference. If you have four figures in one figure, let's say you have figure here together. You've got three figures, okay, and you want to give single label, so figure 2, then you should mark this A. You have to write and mark here A, B, C, and then separately write figure 2A is flow meter, figure 2B is orifice, and C is pitot static tube. Okay, so this is how you should label the figure and then give the references all here. Here the reference for this figure and reference for this figure. For reference, you can use two softwares or three softwares. EndNote, I think UMP maybe has or maybe don't have, but Mendeley is free. This software, Mendeley, Mendeley, Mendeley software is free. Okay. So this software is free to use. Okay. After the theory, we go to procedure. Okay. So method and procedure, we are going to give you the video. From that video, you can capture the images, and what the JP is going to tell you, you should write that in a procedure way. Okay. So maybe I'm not sure, each experiment has its own procedure. So if the procedure is long, maybe 3 to 4 pages. If the procedure is short, then maybe 1 to 2 pages. It depends on the experiment. Okay. Next, we move on to result and discussion. So the resultant discussion is based on the data that we are going to give you and based on the initial report that we have given you. So you have to see the table, okay? And you have to make that table for your report, copy that table with the data, then do the analysis, which has been given in the in the report that we have already shared you on WhatsApp, okay? So based on that, make graphs, make analysis, do calculations, show everything clearly, use equation, word style equation uh, to write equations, okay. You have to use word equations to write equations, okay. Show calculation clearly, make clear and crispy graphs, okay, something like that. And then this, it depends how long the experiment is. Maybe the result is maybe 8 pages or maybe 10 pages long. It depends, okay. And then number 8 is conclusion. Conclusion can be one paragraph. And then number 9 is references, okay. Hopefully at least you should go for 8 to 15 references, 8 to 15 or even more references at least in your report. So this is all about writing the report, guys. That is why it is a group work. Please don't put one report responsibility on one poor student. Okay, so distribute the responsibility. Let's say one student, you guys do together on Google Meet, make a group, make a Google Meet group, and do and conduct the report together. Okay, so don't put it on one student. Next, I'm going to tell you about video. So the video presentation is 30% of your course mark. It must include your group member names, introduction, state your name, your ID, okay? And where you are from, I don't know why is this. Mark must include all necessary information in your report. So you should define all the chapters and all the results which we have already discussed in your video presentation. The marking is based on the creativity of the presentation. So I know some of you can make very nice presentations, so that's very good. You guys are using different types of Padlet software or something, or some kind of phone-based applications, so creating very nice videos. I think you guys create better videos than lecturers actually. To be honest, you guys are more creative, okay? So I want to see your creativity in making fluid mechanics videos also. And you must include an introduction, UMP intro and UMP outro logo. So basically there is a 3 second or 2 seconds UMP intro and UMP outro video that you should attach with your video presentation. If you guys have it, then very good. If you guys don't have it, let me know. I will share it. Okay, I have the UMP video intro and outro that you should attach with your video presentation. With visual effect will receive more marks. So obviously this is what coordinator has instructed to all of us. So this is the presentation marks. Now we move on to the software, the usage of softwares. Okay. So all the long reports should include the use of software such as MATLAB, TechPlot, Excel, and other plots to visualize your results. I think Origin is a good software, so you can try that one as well. Additional software for visualization such as FlowWorks in SolidWorks and Flow Simulation in Ansys or other fluid mechanics software will receive more marks. So if you guys know these kind of softwares, it's very good. If you guys don't know about these softwares, just YouTube, and hopefully YouTube can guide you better than some of us. Okay. So this is one software Ansys which I wanted to tell you guys. It is freely available for students. Okay, so Ansys for students is a separate package. You can download it. Okay, free student software download is available, and you can use it for doing the analysis as well. Okay. If you want, I can share the link also. I think I have the link. Oops. No, I don't have the link. I will share the link as well. Okay. Now that you have written the report and you have written the report and you have submitted it online, you have written the video and you have submitted it online, then what is going to happen? Then we are going to start the checking process. How are we going to start the checking process? Have a look here. So, okay. So if you see here, we've got introduction, literature review, methodology, resultant discussion, and conclusion. So if your introduction is incomplete, okay, there is no explanation, then you will get maybe 0 to 40 marks. If your introduction is concise, problem statement is well defined, okay, it has relevant explanation, and the objectives are clearly stated, you will get 100% marks. Okay. Similarly, literature review. I cannot understand the literature review. Sometimes you're talking about the pump, then sometimes you're talking about the flow meter. So if the information is jumbled, copy from one place, then copy for another place. So it is no flow. So then that's a problem. So the literature review should be clearly matched with the different variety of sources. What is different variety of sources? means that you have got a variety of references. What does variety of references means? The variety of references means, oops, sorry. Thank you for knowing. Okay. What is variety of references and what is variety of sources? It means that you should have websites, you should have book references, you should have video references, you can have journal references, you can have thesis references. This is called variety of sources. Source of information is variety. Okay. So this is what we are going to see in your literature review. Then methodology, you should explain well based on what the JP is saying. Okay. Resultant discussion should have comprehensive result presentation, informative tables and figures. So the figures and tables should be informative. Critical view and reasoning should be given. A lot of calculation should be done as well. Conclusion is clear and well defined. So this is the marks for conclusion. So you can see this is an example. So one student, they got maybe medium rubric, so medium marks in this. Methodology was very good. Maybe he took pictures or something. Then the result and discussion were also good, and the conclusion was okay. So they got 75 marks out of 100. It means out of 4 they got 3 marks. So this is the so I want to share some examples of some problems and mistakes of students. Okay. So mistake number 1. Okay, here you can see if there is it's okay, you can write with handwriting if something cannot be drawn or something, it's okay, but at least it should be clear. It's not clear, this thing, I cannot read what's written here. Okay, so whatever you put in the report should be clear and clearly visible to the lecturer. Then you can see here this data is redundant. Okay, the scale of the graph is also looks like somebody compressed it. Okay, you should open it. Okay, and the data is incorrect. Okay, this is a very nice figure graph, so it's okay, everything is okay, no problem. So here you can see examples of a bad report. You see this page and you see there are only 2 references. One is the book, the Sengel book that you have been following since Fluid Mechanics 2, and the second is the pump Wikipedia. Okay, you can give reference of Wikipedia, no problem, but in this long report, 20 pages of report, only 2 references. Okay, so references 0 marks for this report, nothing. And also you see here there is no references stated in the report. Okay, so although this is not the page where we put reference, but in the report there was no references. Then there is no numbering here. You can see there is no numbering. References is in bullet form. So how will I know that this reference is from which paragraph you take from Sanger and which paragraph you take from pump? So you should put number 2 reference from that, 3 reference from this paragraph. Okay. And then the use of software. So they did not use any software. So you can see that the reference is not formatted correctly. Okay. So these are the problems of references.
Doctor,
Yeah, yeah.
can I know, we cannot use Mendeley for reference?
Can.
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 Okay.
Recommended to use Mendeley actually.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So number 3 problem is unit is missing. Okay. Here you can see the unit is present, but meter cube per second. So the cube is not cube, it's 3. Okay, so you should, I think these are small mistakes. So kilopascal, K is small. Okay, so power watt should be capital. This is correct. Okay, efficiency percentage correct, but the unit should be very very important. The last answer also, the end of the calculation, the unit should be properly mentioned. Yeah, this is the last problem. So you can see that first the figures are not formatted correctly. Okay, so you see the first two are very large and the bottom two are very small. Okay, so that is should not be the case. All the figures should be if arranged properly. So in the PowerPoint or in the Word, there is an option align. So you select two figures and then you choose this or that option align center line. So it will align center line. Then align middle, it will align middle. It will distribute the spacing also. So use that feature in Microsoft Word, align feature, to distribute them properly. Okay, and make the size also correctly equal for all figures. Okay, then the second problem is there is no label for the last two figures. If you see the last two figures, no label. Okay, then there is no A B C D also. It should be one label, and one label should have A B C D, like this, like I showed you. Okay, so this is a figure problem. And then when you're putting the equipment and material, at least write little bit of description. Water tank, okay, obviously I know what is water tank, but at least just write one line. Water tank is used for a reservoir for fluids based on the experiment that we need to do. Okay, so write something. Okay. Another problem, here you can see for the efficiency in figure number 2, when the flow rate is 0, you can see the efficiency is 225. Okay, so how is it possible? Okay, so incorrect calculation and incorrect result. Okay, I mean the data, maybe this is correct, but the data is not confirming. Okay, so you should know, you should make sure that the data confirms. So basically it's not making a clear line also. So when we talk about, I think when we talk about pump efficiency, I don't know whether this is okay or not. Okay, this. So these were some of the guidelines for your report presentation. Okay, and use of softwares. Ansys is free to use. Okay, discard. Let me share the link of Ansys to you also, and Mendeley also. So I'm sharing the link of Ansys to you here. Okay, and I'm sharing the references software, the referencing software, which is free also, so that at least you guys have the name and everything. So I shared everything beyond 3521 report. Okay, what happened? Some people could not join the class. Yeah, I need to choose this one actually. Yeah. So I put the new group. So we need to follow the new group actually. That's a new order from the. Uh, that's a new order from the coordinator. Okay. So guys, question and answers, please. And please, all students, please join the group. Okay, already week 4, so please join the WhatsApp group and mark your attendance also. Write your name also.
Doctor.
Yeah.
So we must use Ansys.
No,
Uh,
no, must, not must, not must.
so
Uh,
if have other like inventor, professional or whatever, so we can use.
can use MATLAB, Inventor, flow from SolidWorks, all can use. Actually, let me highlight that also. I think I should copy paste that also. Uh, so presentation. Let me put this in the group also. Okay, important slides. So yeah, so this I put group. Okay, then the distribution assessment. Okay, assessment distribution also. Then the groups done already, experiment done. How should be the long report? Okay. Uh, so what kind of software you can use? Okay. And remind me to send you guys the introduction and outro, intro and outro video. Okay. Remind me about that also. And you can use this software, MATLAB. Okay, TechNote, and you said something Inventor or something. So can use, and other visualize also can use. SolidWorks can use, Ansys can use. Okay, up to you. Free. You are free to choose anything. No, no problem. Okay.
Hi, doctor.
Yeah, yeah.
So the first live we will be doing on next week Thursday. Is it?
This week is week two or week three?
This week is week 3.
Week 3.
Week three, right? So next week, yeah, next week Thursday, first lab,
Okay, thanks, doctor.
and the submission is week five Wednesday night.
Understand.
Okay. The summation, what is the summation? The long report, oh, sorry, the assignment long report, yeah, plus presentation, okay? Okay.
Doctor,
Yeah, yeah.
regarding the new group,
Mm-hmm.
so basically I'm from group one, and
Mm-hmm.
based on the list, on the new group is 29 student, but then
Uh-huh.
in the Excel already reached 28, and there's only three groups of my members, and the remaining two not in the list
So
from the
the
Excel.
last group, yeah. So now, just now it was 28 student. Today I checked, become 29 already. Okay. So today when I check the student list, become 29 already. Okay. So the last group will be four students. Oh, sorry, four. Yeah,
Also,
four.
how I'm from the group one, and so the remaining two students just need to wait or what
No, now
if
that
it didn't.
Excel group finished already. That Excel group
Okay.
we finished actually. Sorry to say, because previously it was like free to choose, but now the coordinator is saying that the grouping should be number wise now, because we have 200 students in this lab now. We have 200 students in the lab of fluid mechanics, so we are going to distribute series wise actually.
Oh, no, I mean from the new group, the new list of the groups,
Yeah, this one, right? The
and
one you can
yeah,
see.
the one that you show. I'm
Okay,
from the
okay.
group one,
Group one,
and
okay.
I can see the remaining twos of the my group members from the list of the Excel, your student
Ah,
list. That's why I
ah,
don't know how to reach them if the lab is already start.
how to reach them? You want
Yeah.
you want. So what you can do is in our group, in our BMM WhatsApp group, just tell them that please make a group with me. So you make a group one, Dr. Moin, Fluid Mechanics Lab,
Okay.
and then send the invitation link in my group, so that they join through my group to your group.
So this list is the newest list
Yes,
of
yes.
the system. All right.
Correct,
Okay.
correct, correct,
Got it.
correct.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So if you want the contact number, I can share also contact number if you want. But
Doctor,
yeah,
I want to ask regarding about the email
sorry.
because I got my email in the Excel
Uh-huh,
for the
uh-huh,
attendance.
uh-huh.
So my attendance for the last 2 weeks is still blank lah. So
Yes,
do,
yes.
do,
Can you
do
add
I
it? Can
do
you
I
add your name? Yeah,
can
please,
I
please.
WhatsApp you
Yeah,
to
please, please.
send my email?
Yeah, please add the
Okay,
name and email address.
okay, thank you, doctor.
Okay. Good, good. So, so yeah, this is all about today's class. Anything you guys can ask on WhatsApp also. Okay. So thank you for listening to the presentation, and I will share the video with you also. Okay. I will share the video. Thank you guys. See you in the next class. I think maybe if it occurs.
Thank
Okay,
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Daosh.
Sir, are you still there?
Yes, yes. You want to ask something?
Okay. Just for the yeah. Regarding this group allocation,
Huh.
I understand that this is a list. What I mean, maybe from the list of Excel that you create, so we
Mm-hmm.
list out our details and everything, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then from that Excel and the attendant list, I couldn't see my remaining two members. So
Yeah. So that Excel attendance list, sorry, that Excel group now finished already actually,
okay, I
because
get
this
it.
this is the new student list actually. Okay.
Okay.
Or give me time. Let me confirm again. Also, let me get the new list because this is today's list. Maybe
Okay.
maybe by the time we finish class, maybe 30 student also come. You know.
Okay. All right.
So so let me confirm this. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. I just
Thank
want to know that.
thank you
All
so
right. Thank you.